Cristiano is the greatest footballer in Champions League history. He is the competition's all-time top scorer, has provided the most assists in the history of the competition, holds the record for most goals scored in a single season, and has won an incredible 5 trophies. He's ruled the competition for many years, and that earned him the nickname Mr. Champions League. But the competition is now taking on a new format, and it feels so different without him. That got me thinking, what if Cristiano Ronaldo came back to the Champions League? That would be crazy, right? You know what? I actually think Cristiano Ronaldo is secretly planning a return to Europe for one last dance in the Champions League. And in this video, you'll find out why I say that so confidently. Yes, I know, Ronaldo's 39 years old, but it still feels like he left Europe a little too early and too abruptly. If he hadn't fallen out with Erik ten Hag at Manchester United, he would probably still be in Europe right now, tearing things apart. Ronaldo is still in tip-top shape. Despite being almost 40, he's still very athletic. He can still run, still has a good leap on him, can still take free kicks, and he's still one of the very best when it comes to positioning and creating space for himself in the box. With good creators behind and around him, Ronaldo can still score loads of goals. This guy had 57 goal contributions in 45 appearances last season. Sure, it's the Saudi Pro League, and he won't have it that easy in Europe at this age, but think about it. A man who can contribute to 57 goals in Saudi can surely contribute to about 30 plus in Europe. After all, there are other top players in the Saudi Pro League who aren't having it as easy. Sadio Mane only managed 30 goal contributions last season. Karim Benzema had 21 goal contributions, while Roberto Firmino had 16. What this shows is that Ronaldo is actually still so good for him to be producing these numbers when his peers can barely get up to half in the same league. If all these Champions League winners were matching Ronaldo's numbers in Saudi Arabia, it would have been easy to say he's getting all those goals because the league is poor. But the fact that he's miles ahead of the others shows that he still has a lot to offer. And don't forget that he's older than all the other players I mentioned. Even in the Euros, when he was up against tough competition, Ronaldo gave a good account of himself. Yes, he didn't score, but you could see that he was in great shape, and he contributed to Portugal's general play, memorably setting up a goal for a teammate when he could easily have gotten a goal for himself. What all this tells me is that Ronaldo can still do a good job for a Champions League team. And hey, we all know that the Champions League is his stage. During the draws, we heard him say that the Champions League anthem just turns him on, so I'm pretty sure that a part of him would like to have a taste of the new format of his favourite competition before he calls it quits. And speaking of calling it quits, is Ronaldo going to retire soon? The answer is very obviously no. At least, not that soon. Discussing with Rio Ferdinand on his YouTube channel, the man said that he still feels very good and he has his eyes on 1,000 official goals.
As I told you, I don't want to be cocky. I scored 16 goals this season. Now you're gonna
60 goals.
6-0.
Wow.
Now you're gonna speak about 5 goals you don't score in Euros. What's going on? What's the problem? I scored 130. I'm the most goal scorer in the world history.
Shit.
But I will put the level even high. I will put the level even high. Soon I will do it 900, and after I will beat 1,000. And I want to see. Yes.
You're going to put to 1,000?
I want to reach 1,000 goals in.
Fucking hell, how old are you going to be then when you're playing still? 40?
Well, I will try 41. We don't know.
Yeah?
This is why I told you I want to live the present. But if I'm not have injuries,
Yeah, touch wood.
this is for me, it's the most important. I want that. For me, it's the best mark that I can have in football is to reach first 900 goals. After, my challenge is to be 1,000.
What that means is that he has to score about 100 more goals, which could take him 2 to 3 seasons to reach. So safe to say that this man is going to be around for a little while longer. Also, we all know that somewhere at the back of his mind, this man wishes to play alongside his son before he retires. So I'm pretty sure he won't be retiring just yet until he achieves that. And in fact, you know what? That right there is one reason why I think he just might return to Europe soon. You see, Cristiano Ronaldo Jr. is currently 14 years old, and these days, we've been seeing a lot of players make their first team debuts at about that age. Lamine Yamal made his La Liga debut for Barcelona at 15. Ethan Nwaneri made his Premier League debut for Arsenal at 16. And in fact, Kevin Sullivan became the youngest player in MLS history when he made his debut at the tender age of 14. So, Ronaldo Jr. is at that stage where he almost certainly has a senior team debut in his sights. Now here's where CR7 himself comes in. The man surely wants the best for his son, and if we're being real, the best won't come for him if he's making his debut for Al Nassr in Saudi Arabia. What this means is that he might have to move his son to Europe so he can have a good career path. And well, if Junior is moving, then his dad will likely be moving along with him. And from where I stand, a destination that looks very likely is Sporting CP. It just makes perfect sense, you know? It's obviously a club that means a lot to Ronaldo, and he even said it during the Champions League draws. The man could have the most emotional end to his career by going back to where it all started for him. He is obviously a legend at Sporting. The fans love him, many of the players look up to him, and he calls it home. If he goes back there, he could have everything he wants at the same time. He could get the opportunity to play with his son on the same team, and it would be extra special watching his son start at the same club he started at. Also, if he gets to hit 1,000 official goals at Sporting, it would make for a much better story than if he reaches that same number at Al Nassr. Speaking of Al Nassr, Ronaldo has been visibly frustrated by the lack of trophies at the club. Meanwhile, Sporting are the current Primera Liga champions, and they have won the league twice in the last 4 years. So it seems like he has a better chance of winning trophies at Sporting than at Al Nassr. And of course, a move to Lisbon also guarantees him a return to his favourite competition. It's also perfect, you know? Also, the Portuguese Primeira Liga is not as demanding as La Liga, the Premier League, or Serie A, so at Ronaldo's age, it seems like a much better option, so it's really a win-win. But will Sporting CP be willing to go for him? I mean, why not? I really doubt that Vitor Gyökeres will be staying at Sporting past 2025 with how highly sought after he is, so Ronaldo could just come in as a very valuable stopgap for them. He's a legend and a hero there, so I'm sure they'll receive him with arms wide open, especially if he's coming for free. Ronaldo's current contract with Al Nassr expires in 2025, which means that he can simply leave and join any club of his choice next year. And with the World Cup coming at the end of the 2025-26 season, Ronaldo might be eyeing a return to Europe so that he can test himself against the best of the best before he takes his last shot at the World Cup. So, you see, a return to the Champions League for Ronaldo could definitely happen. Meanwhile, there's a new kid on the block who will be hoping to tear the Champions League apart. His name is Lamine Yamal, and there's a scary truth about him that nobody is noticing. Go watch this video to find out what it is.